In today's video, my mare Pippa and I are going to show you how to saddle a horse correctly, English style. So let's get into it. The first thing you want to do when you're getting ready to saddle your horse is secure your horse, whether it's in the cross ties or in their stalls, to keep them from swinging around. And it's really impossible to saddle a horse unless someone's holding them for you. That's another way. Number two, you want to thoroughly groom your horse from head to toe. I assume you're saddling a horse to get on to ride, so this is a step that you want to do. You want to curry and brush. They're very sensitive, and anybody, if you put a saddle and weight on top of some debris or dirt or crusty dirt or something like that, it's going to cause irritation. So you want to eliminate all of that and make sure your horse is thoroughly groomed. A thorough cleaning of your horse will also include picking all 4 hooves out and making sure that they're clean and ready to go. Third step is you want to put the saddle pad on. This is Pippa's saddle pad. It's a dressage pad, but no matter what saddle pad you're using, it doesn't matter. You want to put the saddle pad on. You want to make sure that it's lined up with the spine, and there is going to be a seam on the top of the saddle pad, as you can see here, or a connection between the two sides. So they're all going to have this, so you're going to be able to line up the saddle pad right even with the spine. Step number 3 is put the saddle on. I always saddle, and I recommend you always saddle from the left side of the horse. Okay, good girl. You want about an inch of the pad in front and in back of the saddle. Mainly what you want to do is get it lined up so that it is behind the shoulder and in the sweet spot where it's really level. That's the level spot. You don't want it too far back here, and you don't want it up on their shoulders because anything that impedes their shoulders when they're riding, when you're riding them, is going to be a problem. So this is about level and good. And so I walk around to the right side after I've got the saddle on before I attach the girth, and I make sure that these billet straps and everything is straight on this side. And then I'm back on the left side of the saddle where I'm going to slip the billets through here. Okay, now it is the girth time. I connect it first on the right side of the horse. So I think you can come in here and see that I have attached the girth to the billets on the right side of my horse, and I just let it hang. Now on the left, I've looped it through the saddle pad on this side, and now I reach underneath my horse. So I grab the girth that's hanging, and now I'm just going to attach it on this side, the same as on the right. The billets go through the loops on the top and then go through the buckle. This is a total saddle fit girth, so it's shaped to give shoulder relief, so that the girth actually is, the edge of it is here, but it curves back. But as you can see, here's her shoulder line, basically. It is right behind the shoulder, fairly straight. Now what I do is I go on to the other side, the right side, and just tighten that a little bit. I don't get it super tight when I'm first putting it on. I just want to make sure that the saddle isn't going to slide off to the side when I walk her out to the arena to ride. The next thing I do is take the tab that's on the edge of the saddle pad and run it through the D-ring. There's Velcro on it, and I do that on both sides. Make sure it's straight on her, and make sure I always eyeball the saddle pad on both sides and make sure there's no wrinkles. And if I were going to have to adjust the placement of the saddle, I would always pull it forward or pick it up and put it forward and slide it back. You always want to slide in the direction of the hair of the horse so you don't get the hair turned the wrong way under the saddle because that can irritate them as well. They may be holding a belly full of air. They usually do when you first put the girth on. So when you walk them out to the arena, by the time you walk them out there, you just want to make sure the saddle's not going to slide anywhere because that would be a problem. But when you walk out to the arena, you're going to be able to, they will have breathed out the air, and then you can do another tightening. If you're with a trainer getting a lesson, they can double check your girth and make sure that it is completely tight for your ride. The last step to getting her ready to go out to ride is to put her bridle on. One ear, the other ear. And we're not going to ride today because it is been raining all night. It's super wet out, but this is my final step with her, is getting her bridle on. She has it's a cinch bridle. I only tighten it tight enough to make sure that the noseband is in place here and evenly tightened around her nose. As you noticed, I threw the reins over her head before I took the halter off. Sometimes people set the halter back around the neck. It depends on how well your horse is trained. The throat latch goes on here. Really, they say to be able to put a fist through, but I can get my whole hand under the throat latch. And then she has a flash, which is part of the dressage bridle. You may or may not be doing dressage. The correct position of the noseband of the bridle is to be sitting under the cheekbones without pressing into them, and it's not very close to the nose, as you can see, so take note of this position. This has helped you to see how to correctly saddle your horse and get the bridle on. Be sure to check out 2 videos that I'm going to link in the description that are really good companion videos to this one, how to mount a horse safely and correctly. And secondly, how to groom. Please leave any questions or comments you have below in the description. Please give this video a thumbs up if it's helped you out, and subscribe to A Life with Horses so you don't miss any future videos. And Pippa and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.